Good morning friends. Today we learn about neurons from B.Sc. third year class, paper number 2, Mammalian Physiology and Endocrinology. A neuron is structural and functional unit of the nervous system. In animals, receives various types of information such as visual, auditory, tactile, olfactory, etc. from the external environment such as hunger, pain, thirst, orientation, body temperature, blood pressure, etc. During the course of evolution, animals have developed sense organs and nervous system for collecting all the information. The nervous system conducts the coded information to analysis centers and central nervous system, that is ganglia, to decode and integrate the incoming information and distributes information to muscles, glands and other effector organs. In multicellular animals, coordination between different organs of the body and regulation of various activities of body under the two control. First control is called as hormonal control. First control, hormonal control, and second control is nervous control. In multicellular organism, generally two control system present. First is hormonal control and second is nervous control. In hormonal control, hormonal system controls slower process such as growth, metabolism, reproduction, whereas in nervous system control the faster response to nerve impulses. These two systems are closely integrated in the whole organism, and the functioning of endocrine gland is also controlled by nervous system. A neuron structure. The neuron is structural and functional unit of the nervous system. Nerve cells occurs in brain, nerve cord, nerve ganglia and autonomic nervous system. Neuron varies in shape and size depending upon their function and location. The neurons, these are largest cell in our body. It is oval in shape and flask shaped or star shaped. A neuron has three parts, namely a cyton, central part, axon and dendrons. Many process, it is called as a dendron part. Neurons mainly consist three parts: axon, dendron and axon parts. These neurons, first part is cyton, and these cytons looks like a cell. Is called as a cyton, or it is also called as a soma. Here this part is cyton. This cyton is also called as soma. It is also called as perikaryon. It is surrounded by thin membrane, and this thin membrane is called as a neurolemma. This thin membrane is called as a neurolemma. The cytoplasm of cyton, it is called as a neuroplasm. Here we observe in this diagram cytoplasm. This cytoplasm is called as neuroplasm, and this neuroplasm contains prominent nucleus. Here in the cyton, centrally placed nucleus, prominent nucleus. Neurofibrils are also present. Small basophilic granules called as Nessels granules also present. Mitochondria also present, and these Nessels granules secrete neuroplasm, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria present in the cytoplasm. The cell cytoplasm is drawn out into two processes. Here the cyton forms two processes, axon and dendron. Here axon process forms and other end dendron process are forms. Axon and axon dendrons are short process and conduct the impulses into the cyton. These dendrons short process and conduct impulses towards the cyton. Axon, it is a long process and these axons conduct impulses away from the cyton. These dendrons also contains highly branched and they contains nacelles, granules and mitochondria also present in the dendrons. Next part is axon. Axon is long process. It is larger in size and less branched as compared to the dendrons. Dendrons having many branches but axons having less branches, and this axon cytoplasm present in axon cytoplasm, it is called as exoplasm. It is also covered by thin membrane and this thin membrane is called as axolemma and it carries impulses away from the cyton. These axon having cytoplasm called as axolemma and exoplasm, and thin membrane it is called as axolemma, and mainly function as impulse carries from cytons to the axon, means away from the cyton. The axon is surrounded by cell and these cells are called as the Schwann cells. Here these axon surrounded by a cell, it is called as the Schwann cells. The axon ends into branches and these branch it is called as telodendria, and this telodendria terminates into minute knob-like structure present, and this telodendria terminates a knob-like structure, and these axons mainly covered by sheath called as myelin sheath or medullary sheath. Here we observe these axon covered with myelin sheath. It is also called as a medullary sheath. The myelin sheath is constricted into segments at regular interval. These myelin sheath constrict here at interval, and this constriction part it is called as node of Renivier, and the part between two node here between two Renivier node, the part present it is called as a internode, and the internode is occupied by cells called as Schwann cells with the nucleus. Here this internode is covered with Schwann cells along with the nucleus. The myelin sheath is secreted by Schwann cells. Here this myelin sheath covered axon, these secreted by the Schwann cells, and these Schwann cells also plasma membrane of Schwann cells and axon with the sheath, these commonly called as nerve fiber. Nerve fibers joins in bundles to form the nerve, and when myelin sheath is present in the nerve it is called as myelinated nerve fiber, and when myelin sheath is absent it is called as non-myelinated nerve fiber. Next point in our list, it is types of neurons. These neurons are classified according to number of their process, and these are four types of polar neuron: unipolar, bipolar and multipolar neuron. In this apolar neuron, here these have no process, so it is called as apolar neuron. Next type, it is unipolar neuron. Uni means single. In this type of neuron there is single process and the single process axons is present and dendrons are absent in another end. Third type is bipolar neurons. In this process, bipolar neuron, these are spindle shaped and they possess axon at one end and dendrons at another end. And next type is multipolar neuron. These multipolars again spindle shaped having two processes. Here dendrons, the dendrons are many branches and as well as axons having many branches, and one end axon present and other end dendrons are present. These types of neurons depends upon their number of process. This is all about the neuron and structural unit of neuron and types of neurons. Remaining part will be discussed in next video. Thank you for watching the video.